title tracks. This is something that keeps popping up in our discussions, so we made a whole episode about it. While the songs we're about to discuss are cool on their own, today we're recognizing them here for their significance of being a title track. Not all bands have title tracks, and some bands have one on every fucking album. Sepultura and Iron Maiden have a bunch of title tracks. Most of them are good. Then there's those absolutely classics that stand apart from everything, like Ace of Spades, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and The Thriller. But what makes a good one? The title track should be one of the better songs on the record, should be a standout. This is Represent the album, so it should be the one they put the most work into. It should summarize where this particular sonic journey is going, showcasing any new styles, sounds, and or new band members. Placement is kind of important also. I prefer an opening title track, but a closer to wrap everything up works well too, and in case of like a concept album, in the middle is kind of a good spot. So all that being said, let's get into some of our favorite title tracks of all time. Jason's going to have some bangers with some sort of emotional attachment to each song. The Spider's going to give us 6 of the most popular title tracks on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, I got some classics mixed with weird shit and hope you ding-dongs out there will listen to something new. So let's get into this shit. Jason, what do you got?
Number 6.
Yes.
Band called Silosis. Probably heard me talk about this band a few times.
They run your top 6 albums last year, right?
Yeah, right.
Yep. So we're talking about... They were number one.
Yeah, there you go.
So got them with the title track of A Sign of Things to Come. This is going to probably be the newest band on this list this week, unless Justin's got something newer that I don't know about. Made a big impact on me, so I felt like I needed to talk about it. If you haven't heard this band before, this song is a perfect jumping off point. I have said it before, but if you like groove metal, like Pantera, Machine Head, Lamb of God, probably going to fall in love with this band. This song's got a nice slow groove throughout, features a good mix of clean vocals and super angry and Selmic type screaming. This is my favorite modern heavy metal band right now, and this is the song I would use to introduce anyone that hasn't heard them before. Check out Silosis with Sign of Things to Come.
Fuck yeah, that's what a title track should be. It should be the one you introduce someone to. All right, good
By
job.
the time you get to that, the breakdown of that track, man, your head's bobbing. You got stank face for sure. I want to see these guys live. Have you ever seen them, Jason?
I haven't. I can't wait for them to come to the States, man.
I'm excited, man.
How old are they? A couple years?
No, they've been around actually for a long time.
Probably about a decade or so, yeah.
A little more than that, probably, but yeah.
Still.
Yeah. All right, Bobby said I'm going to go with all the popular tracks. So for my number 6, I'm going to go with a band called Zimmer's Hole. You ever heard of them?
Only through you. I mean.
Hey, Zimmer's Hole. And the track is When You Were Shouting at the Devil, We Were in a League with Satan. If you're not familiar with the band, Gene Holgan is behind the drums. And his work on this song is killer. The vocals go back and forth between like an 80s thrash scream and death metal growls. Gene's drums slowly build into the track. And then there's that massive scream, that 80s, you know it when you hear it, that 80s scream kicks in into this relentless onslaught of thrashy riffing and nonstop double bass. The track is aggressive, high energy all the way through. The entire album is solid if you've never heard of them before. I do highly recommend checking it out. While You Were Shouting at the Devil, We Were in a League with Satan by Zimmer's Hole is my number 6. Title track.
Great title. I did not know that Gene Hoglan was in that band. I don't remember that part, so that's pretty fucking cool.
Goddamn atomic clock will get you. All right, let's talk about
popular track that, Bobby. What you got?
It's going to be funny because now he's going to say something that's actually popular.
They're kind of, sort of popular. I brought these guys up. I found them a couple years ago at Spirit World in 2022 with Death Western. 3.5 minutes of metallic hardcore from Las Vegas. First track is an intro, so this is the opening song. Metalhead hardcore guys serving up some vicious riffs and pummeling drums with angry yelling, cowboy-themed heaviness. Lyrically, this whole thing is about fighting evil and the undead and stuff in like a Western setting. It's clever, it's awesomely intense, and it sets up the rest of this killer album. Great title track, Spirit World's Death Western.
Fucking Spirit World.
I want to see these guys so bad, dude.
Me too. You know what's funny is when you mentioned Spirit World and I started listening to them is when Zimmer's Hole came up on my, you might like this, so there's a link between the two.
That's definitely one of the best. I mean, and from a newer band, they're probably newer than Silosis, actually.
They just had the one before, so I think.
Yeah, they're probably
right after the lockdown, 2022. 2020.
Yeah, Spirit World's fucking great.
Yeah,
Hardcore with cowboy hats.
And
I don't know.
that
It's just
song
fucking it's awesome.
absolutely sums up what you're gonna get when you tune into that album, man.
It's
It's
so
fucking
good. It doesn't let up.
They should do a cowboy hat to a Spirit World and Gideon.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah, that would be really
Yeah.
good.
Hell yeah. So my number 5 pick
Mhm.
comes from Avatar with the song "Hail the Apocalypse."
Nice.
This was actually my introduction to the band.
Yep.
I was aware of them before this, but I never really checked out anything that they did. The opening to this song, though, just grabs you right away. It's interesting because I've watched them play this part live many times, and they're literally just playing open notes and using the whammy to create this cool, distorted riffing for that main part of the song. But it fucking works because it sounds completely unique to this band, and it commanded my attention enough that I ended up listening to more of their stuff and becoming a fan of the band.
Yeah.
This is the best song on the album, I think. It definitely shows you what you're going to get when you listen to that album. It's weird, it's theatrical, whimsical, just fucking fun heavy metal played with a good time rock and roll type of sensibility. It's a great song from a great band. If you're looking for an introduction to this band, this is the song again that I would recommend. This was the one that got me into the band and got me hooked. Check out Hail the Apocalypse. And if you're able to, watch the music video. We talked about it way back on episode number 5.
Way back.
It's a
man.
cool video, so check out the video while you're listening to this song. The visual really helps lure you in and make you a fan of the band.
Hail the Apocalypse is the track that made this band click for me. I absolutely love it. A newer title track from them, Dance Devil Dance.
Yeah.
It's another great one.
Well, it said something about the song. If that's the song that you got into the band with, and that's the same song you would recommend to someone to get into the band with. So
Yeah,
I would too. Still to this day.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Says something about that.
All right. My number 5 comes from, it's not as obscure as Zimmer's Hole. Can't keep it going, Bobby. I'm sorry.
That's
But
all right.
Fear Factory with Demanufacture. The intense mechanized vocal from Burton. Relentless riffing and drums with that pulsating industrial noises that come and go throughout the track perfectly paint the picture of a dystopian world. Just an absolutely intense track. One of the best in the Fear Factory discography. Demanufacture is my number 5 title track.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like Fear Factory, and that's good Fear Factory right there.
Totally one of the best songs they ever made, I think.
Yeah.
It's the perfect track to be the title track on that album.
And it's the opening track. Brings you in, sets the tone.
I'd rather
I
it
mean,
be an
it's-
opening track, man.
Yeah, it wasn't the first Fear Factory song I heard, but first one I heard was it Zero Signal in Mortal
Okay.
Kombat.
Right, yeah.
But then Demanufacture was right after. So
Self-biased resistor. That's the one I heard first.
was that the one in Mortal Kombat? No, it was Zero Signal.
Yeah, Zero Signal
Okay.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hmm.
You made me question it there for a second.
I don't know what mine was. Something off the first one.
What, Self-Bias Resistor? Was that the first
No.
album?
No, Soul of a New Machine.
Soul of a New Machine,
what
I'm
the
sorry.
hell was the song?
Self-Bias Resistor is a song.
I want to say it's like song 8. Somehow I know the number.
Song number 8. Well, it's because you didn't see it pop up on your
Yeah,
screen,
back in
you
the
know?
day on the, yes.
You knew the track numbers. That's a valid point. So,
Yeah.
what you got for number 5, Bobby?
All right, I got Fu Manchu with 1999's King of the Road. 4 minutes of stoner rock awesomeness from California. 4th track on this killer record. It's a dumb fucking spot, but what are you going to do? God damn, it's a good song. Doesn't sum up the whole vibe of the band, but this is peak Fu Manchu right here. Still had Brant Bjork on the drums, and they cranked out this 70s-inspired rockin' tune about driving and owning the road. Fuzzy guitars, burly bass, and solid drums deliver their signature big riffs and far-out grooves with clean vocals. A little too easy to sing along to, I think, but if you're into that shit, you can totally have the ding-dong sing-along with some Fu Manchu. The ultimate band for rocking out in your car, I think, Fu Manchu and their excellent title track, King of the Road. Check that shit out, man. That's stoner rock fucking
Hell yeah.
gold right there.
As you would say, this is a partying track. That riffing is just fun. Honestly, I never listened to Fu Manchu, but this makes me want to check
It's
out
like
more.
right in the middle. Like you're not gonna like their early stuff is dirty.
So
do
check out
yourself.
more from this album.
And then this is their best album,
Okay.
I think. And then their stuff you're doing nowadays, they kind of cleaned it up and kind of more radio friendly. But this right there, if you like that,
I'm
the
gonna
whole
check out
album's
more.
fucking badass.
That track was cool. Shit, it instantly went on a playlist. So,
And then totally, they do a Devo cover on there.
oh, nice,
So
nice. We just talked about them a few weeks ago.
yeah, totally. Freedom of Choice. It's a fucking great one.
That new Fu Manchu track was pretty fucking good, I thought, actually.
Yeah, the
Single came out this
newest
year?
one was
Yeah.
cool, but like the past 3 or 4 albums, they've been lobbing turds for a while.
It
I
happens.
see.
What you got at number 4, Jason?
Number 4, I got He Is Legend
Hmm.
with the song Suck Out the Poison.
Hmm.
As far as title tracks go, we always discuss whether or not they meet the criteria, which Bobby already laid out for us. Do they represent what's going on the rest of the album? Is it the best song? Well, in this case, I think it is the best song, and it totally represents what's going on the whole album. He Is Legend is a band that they like to do something different on every album. And this one saw them kind of go in a really different musical direction than the album before it. They went into like a heavy southern rock style. And everything about this album has a southern vibe, right down to the album cover. But this song in particular, I think, really showcases what you're going to get when you listen to this album. You're going to get some backwoods, dirty riffing that makes you feel like you just walked into the wrong part of the woods. Skylar Kroom does a great job of storytelling through his lyrics. The lyrics tell the story of someone that's just been bitten by an evil temptress and is crying out for help. Help me. I've been bitten. Suck out the poison. If you've not checked out He Is Legend, this is a pretty good entry point. He Is Legend with the title track Suck Out the Poison.
Super catchy chorus. Where are you now?
They are kind of all over the place with their albums. And stuff.
Every album is something different, man. You don't know what you're going to get with these guys.
Mm.
I like it. Sometimes
Mhm.
it works. Some of them don't, but you know, they're always trying something new.
Yeah.
All right, at number 4, we go to In Flames with Reroute to Remain. That's the opening track on the album and is a polarizing moment in the band's career. This is when they made a dynamic switch in their sound. It's more melodic and experimental, and they cleaned everything up. It's a seamless blend of aggression through the verses and catchy melodies through the choruses. The correct evolution at the time and a standout track on a standout album. Reroute to Remain by In Flames is my number 4 title track.
Yeah, you're right. That's the point. That's the tipping point for most people.
Correct.
Either they were all in after that album or they were like, this is not my influence.
And personally, I liked it for this album and the next album soundtrack, and then it kind of fell off until the very last album that they just put out. So you cannot tell me you like those albums in between soundtrack and
You
the one
can
that just
tell
came
them if
out.
you
Come Clarity, yes. Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
You defend that every
You're
fucking-
right.
You guys have the
No,
same fucking
no,
argument.
I sometimes forget
You
about
say
Come
the
Clarity.
same thing. You can. He's like, Come Clarity every
Come
fucking
Clarity.
time.
So in
Every
between
time.
Come Clarity and the last album, you can't
Hey,
defend those albums.
You know who should chime in? John Shoemaker.
Let's hear
tell
from you,
us-
John.
Tell us where you got off the In Flames train, because I know you're big into the melodies.
Yeah, I got off on this album.
That's disgusting. All right, Bobby, what do you got?
Lee, what's your
I
number?
want to
How
hear
do
about
you-
you guys getting off some more.
How do you
yeah.
follow Justin's orgasmic
It's a dawn of a
number
new
4
day.
pick?
With a mop, I guess.
It's
Jesus
a
Mopper.
big
You know what
load.
I mean? Oh, man. I'll tell you a story about the jizz mopper.
The Jizz Mopper. It sounds like a
Anyways,
band.
His name was Elmer.
Be a better name than Bagheera or whatever the fuck that was. I'm back on the Midwest episode.
All right. Here we go. What I got for my next pick is Monster Magnet. For some reason, I don't think I talk about them enough. 1995, Dopes to Infinity, just under 6 minutes of psychedelic stoner rock from New Jersey. Great opening title track. FX smothered of guitar, crank out big fuzzy riffs over killer far out grooves. The rock and roll vocals guide you through this sonic trip with drugged out jibber jab. It's heavy, but it's chill. It's super cool. It's one of the best tracks to kick on. You've just had your levels got just like perfect. Like when you get your levels right, you want to kick on something that's gonna just like. And this is the one, Monster Magnet's Dopes to Infinity.
Man, I just chilled out to this track.
Right?
Lots of cool riffs.
That's
I was
perfect.
just vibing, man.
Like the vocals are cool, but he's not.
Yeah,
saying
we've-
this is jibber jab.
We've never talked about Monster Magnet on this show. So
Oh, they're fucking great.
cool pick.
Yeah.
Nah, I think we talked about Monster Magnet adjacent things. Like he's talked about people that.
Oh, Atomic Bitchwax and
Yep,
stuff.
yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Too.
Yeah.
All right, so number 3, very different band from Monster Magnet, but a band we talked about a few weeks ago, Chimera,
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
with
Yeah.
the song Resurrection.
Oh yeah.
It feels like we just talked about it
That's
only a few
weird,
minutes ago,
man. It's
really.
fucking
It's so strange.
deja vu.
Chimera's always been one of my favorite bands because I kind of grew
Chimera?
up with them. Meaning, just like me, they started out new metal and they grew to be pioneers of the new wave of American heavy metal in the early to mid 2000s. This album and song represents the culmination of that growth.
This was the peak.
This is where the new metal disappeared. It's fucking long gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're embracing the heavy metal, and now they have more in common with Slayer than Korn. They even earned the Kerry King seal of approval. He was on Headbangers Ball and did an interview, and they asked him like what current band he liked, and he said Chimera, and I was like,
remember
yeah,
that.
damn,
Yeah, I remember that.
that's a pretty cool seal of approval to get.
Fucking name.
But I think this song, it encompasses everything that you're going to get on this album. Clean technical riffing from Rob Arnold, some of the most crushing and machine-like drumming I've ever heard from Anders Herrick and Mark Hunter, just bringing truckloads of rage vocally. I didn't know it at the time, but this album, I think Justin even said it. This was peak Chimera.
Yeah.
If you only check out one Chimera song, check out Resurrection.
Fuck yeah.
It was the first track on the album, and as that album went on, you just knew it was going to be great. You could feel the growth in the band. Resurrection is peak Chimera.
Fucking name, man.
Now I made you say it twice.
It's true.
Spider.
It's true. It's true.
Hit
So-
angle over here.
Number 3 for me comes from Tool with Anima. Some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon. Certainly hope we will. I could use a vacation from this bullshit.
Fuck yeah.
Definitely. What a lyric. Provocative lyrics, intense drumming, intricate riffing, atmospheric melodies. It's Tool and it's Anima and it's fucking awesome. Go listen again because I'm sure you've already heard it all before. It's an absolute classic. Anima by Tool is my number 3 title track.
That's a good one.
I think it is objectively the best song on that album. Like, it's not my favorite song on that album, but it is the best song on that album, and it definitely, yeah, that's
Love
Anima.
it.
Like,
That's the thing. Title tracks. It should be the best song. It doesn't have to be your favorite song. You know,
It's just the best
You
one.
know me.
That's-
I usually like
that
the
one's
goofy
totally,
fucking one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one for sure. That's,
But it should be the best song. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
good pick.
Perfect.
Like I love the intermission song on that album.
Oh man, you
Yeah.
talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
I hear it in my
That's
head.
so fucking good. All right, cool. My number 3 pick is Electric Wizard. Have I ever talked about them?
Maybe once or twice.
In the year 2000. Dope Throne.
24.
10.5 minutes of stoner doom gold from England. Low and slow, super drugged out, scummy fuzz, overloaded riffing. Perfectly encapsulates what this band is about. Get wasted and partying with Satan. That's what they're about. The only problem with this song is the placement. It's the second to the last song, and that's just fucking dumb. Other than that, it's a stellar track. Get your levels right and check it out. If you dig it, the entire album is fucking awesome. Electric Wizard, Dope Throne. That's peak doom right there.
The word you didn't say, distortion. Holy shit, there was a lot of distortion.
Fuzz,
in that.
distortion, overdrive, flange, phaser,
So you called it fuzz.
reverb. They use
got you.
every effect, every
Jesus
drug,
Christ.
all this shit. Like their album credits, they'll tell you all their equipment and all the drugs they did.
What'd you think, Jason?
Noise.
It was a lot.
Beautiful, wonderful noise.
Noise.
It just goes on forever.
But yeah, you've literally been talking about Electric Wizard since episode number 1.
You're down to 2 tracks, and they're 2 of your favorite bands.
They are.
So my number 2 pick comes from Deftones.
Oh,
With the song Ohms.
I feel like we just rocked out to that. Like today.
We did.
All right.
This song,
My
I
feeling
think,
is correct then.
this song perfectly captures what modern Deftones sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit progressive and experimental. It's pretty heavy for what it is for a Deftones song. It's got a big helping of the shoegaze sound that they pretty much helped pioneer. Chino sounds great here. They wrote a nice big hook for this song that's up there with some of their catchiest songs ever. The best part of the song, though, comes at 3 minutes and 20 seconds in, when Steph comes in with this really cool kind of left of center style riffing to close this out, while Abe beats the hell out of his drum kit. Absolutely beautiful song from one of the best bands to ever do it. They were baddiecore before baddiecore had a name. The
Facts.
motherfucking Deftones with the title track Ohms, which happens to be the closer of the album. Perfectly placed.
So I'm saying that's a good one, man. You close it right.
Could you imagine if they put Mask on, they'd be more popular than Sleep Token?
Probably. It's crazy.
The Spotify visuals for this track are creepy cool. I don't know if you checked them out, but go look them up. They fit the mood of the track. I do like this one. Jason, when you going to make us review a Deftones album so I'm forced to dive a little deeper into this band?
I don't know, man. You like Disturbed better than Deftones. So
I really don't. Just because one fucking album review showed up that way that I would change in a heartbeat if we got back to it. But
the records show that you like Disturbed more than the Deftones.
That's in the early days of fucking rating when I didn't know what I was doing.
So you're a liar then.
I evolved.
He got a little bored listening to Deftones.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a little more popular than when we started. Now that they got enough followers that they meet the standards for the Spider.
Yeah, they blew up on TikTok since then. So
They probably have.
They have. Like I said,
Mm.
they're the fucking kings of baddiecore.
I was kind of disappointed. I thought they were rockable, and they're not.
I wonder. I feel like there's not another band that people would rather bang to than Deftones. It's like the ultimate banging band.
Yeah.
Mm.
Who do you got?
Bobby got
Who
a
do you
better
got, Bobby?
I fucked to a lot of
Top 6 banging bands. Let's go. Deftones, number 1. Number 2, Bobby.
Tools up there.
No, it's ridiculous. I hate this band, but it's the ultimate band to fuck to, and I brought it up a few weeks ago. Def Leppard.
There you
It's
go.
the ultimate fucking.
What are they, like 50, 60
Oh
years
my
old? You're getting
God.
down with
You
that
know,
shit?
80s hair metal is
Yeah,
the
80s. That's probably their age, too.
I don't, dude. I've fucked at White Zombie to Slayer to like EDM to J-pop, Def Leppard and like Rat and all that is the best of fucking
Poison
rock
wasn't
bands.
Def Leppard.
I'm just saying.
I got what you're saying.
what's the? I'm just saying.
I got you.
80s hair metal.
You're probably not wrong.
is
But they're going to be like 60 years old at
give
this
it a
point.
go. Hey, just give it.
Hey,
give
just
it a go.
spitting facts.
Wasp, Cinderella.
Jason got no comment.
Man,
Man. Look at
I'm
him
just saying,
sitting back.
You asked me. That's my answer.
It's okay. Amy Numbers is not going to be mad at you if you chime
Best
in.
band to fuck to, Def Leppard. That's my pick.
We ain't fucking a no Def Leppard.
Fuck yeah. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
All right, so completely left turn here. My number 2 comes from a Monomarth. Ever heard of them?
No.
Twilight
you talking
of the
about them a lot.
Thunder
Sounds about right.
God. Thunderous riffs, pounding drums, and an epic journey through the Norse mythology. This track is not only defines the album, but if someone asks me who a Monomarth is, I'm just going to send them this song and tell them to listen to it.
Yeah.
This is a battle march. This is a Monomarth. Twilight of the Thunder God is my number 2 title track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
Have
that
we
sums
done
up
a-
Monomarth.
We haven't done them. You talk about you like that
I
shit. We should
don't
probably
know if we've ever even talked about a Monomarth on the
No, you
show.
talk about 'em a lot.
Other than the news, I don't think we have.
No, sir. The drinking song, the drinking songs episode.
Did you bring them up? Because I only talked about Illstorm.
I brought them up,
True.
and I drink meat out of a fucking
Bobby,
Viking
You did,
horn.
yeah. I don't
Bobby
know.
wasn't here for that, I don't think.
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yeah.
He
Okay.
was
Drinking
here when I
songs?
drink meat out of a Viking horn. Yes.
You're right.
Mhm.
You did drink it out. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just saying, that's maybe put it on the list of shit we should probably talk.
They're a really important band. We should talk about them.
But we already did on your turn, so now it's my turn. Clutch, 1998, Elephant Riders. Just under 4 minutes of stoner rock from Maryland. This is the title track opener, and it's one of my favorite title track openers of all time. Immediately lets you know what's going on here. Not only an unorthodox direction in general, but a weird way for Clutch, which is saying something. This album stands out in their impressive catalog. It opens up with this crazy cool fuzzed out riffing, cool ass groove from one of the best rhythm sections in the scene. And of course, Neil captures your attention with his wacky charm and somehow makes the adventures of old timey postal service interesting. If you've never heard of this band, then I sorely recommend you remedy that. This song is a great one to start with. If you like it as a whole, the album is crazy good. And you can go either way in the catalog, forward or backward. It's all pretty cool shit. So yeah, check out Clutch with their killer title track, Elephant Riders. I think that's their best album, I would say.
I agree. That's the album.
Sums up what they do, I think.
That's the album I get down with the most, and that track
My favorite is the
awesome.
Soul Tap, but man, Elephant Riders is so fucking cool.
I zoned out so much of that
fun
track
album.
that I didn't write anything down. But I enjoyed it. I remember
There you
doing
go.
it,
That's good
but I
enough.
didn't write anything down.
That's one that you need to listen to the whole album. It's great,
Fucking
man.
Soap Makers. Oh man, that's a great
That's a
album.
good album. We're getting into number one. My number one pick comes from the greatest thrash metal band of all time. Fucking Megadeth.
What do you mean?
With the song Peace Cells.
What do you mean? That's how.
That's much better. Thank
That's
you,
a-
Bobby. I was waiting for you to help me because I was terrible at it. Thank you. You left me to die forever on that.
There is not a more iconic bass line than the one that
Mhm.
starts out this song.
That was terrible, but yeah.
From the first
That was
second of
terrible,
this
too.
song, you know exactly what's about to go down.
Takes you back to MTV News.
This song perfectly captures the angst of a 25-year-old Dave Mustaine.
Mhm.
The lyrics are just straight punk rock anti-establishment, and I'm here for it every time. At the 2-minute and 15-second mark, Dave says, "You put a price on peace." Right before the lead guitar kicks in with the same riff that Ellefson's been playing on the bass. It's the best part of the song. This is one of the ultimate shred sessions in any metal song. Absolutely epic. And always will be the song that is most associated with the band, I think.
Mhm.
What do you mean you don't like Megadeth?
It's such a cool track. Tons of riffs, fun shit, absolute fucking classic.
It's a great fucking song. And I think Dave wrote that. Dave Mustaine wrote
He
that.
did write that
The-
bass
the
riff,
one that's-
yep.
Man, that's a good one.
Yeah. From the greatest thrash metal band of all time.
We can agree to disagree. What do you mean?
I mean, it's arguable.
They're up there.
What you got, man? Number
Before I get to number one, we'll do something we haven't done in a long time. Some honorable mentions that actually could have been my top 6 of all time, but we already talked about all of these tracks very recently, so I decided just to give you a new top 6.
All right.
So some honorable mentions: Avenged Sevenfold with Nightmare, Hatebreed with Perseverance. Come on, Jason. You said it on the episode. Could be the greatest title track of all time.
I say that on every
He
episode.
does.
Ah, yes. Iceland Kills. Welcome to Horrorwood. Where's it at? Over there. Right there.
The finger don't move, dumbass.
Kill Switch Engage, End of Heartache, On Shore Pain Remains, Metallica's Master of Puppet.
Oh, that's one of the better ones, yeah.
That's a great one. Those are all great title tracks. But my number one title track for this list comes from All Shall Perish. And it's from Awaken the Dreamers. Blistering riffs, relentless drums, lyrically exploring themes of self-empowerment and breaking free from the confines of social norms, an endemic and intense chorus that comes off like a rally cry, blending melody with brutality. The lyric "Don't stand for another moment wasted," meaning make the most of every moment you have right now. All Shall Perish's Awaken the Dreamers is my number one title track of all time, unless you count the honorable mentions.
We're not counting them.
Pain Remains.
What'd you think of Awaken the Dreamers, though? Did you listen to it?
No.
Bobby hated it.
Yeah.
Jason, you know this track? No.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you know.
It's a great song. Pain Remains.
Pain Remains would probably
It's
be
the real number one,
number one, but we've talked about that track to death, so I
Yeah.
couldn't put it on here again.
but it's the real number one on both of our lists, I think.
Probably. Pain Remains or Perseverance. That's where I would go.
Mm-hmm.
But for this list, All Shall Perish, Awaken the Dreamers, don't sleep on this fucking band. Like, they're technical, tons of riffs, tons of cool solos, good drums, lyrically relevant, great band. All Shall Perish.
Big dicks.
All right, then.
Probably.
Well,
Probably.
after the past few weeks of fucking tomfoolery, I felt obliged to represent the fucking true metalheads out there with the number one title track,
With what band?
fucking
Fuck this
Slayer,
band. No, I'm kidding.
with South of Heaven 5 minutes of thrash metal perfection from California.
Had to say perfection.
Easily one of the best songs in metal. When you think of Slayer, you hear this song opening riff. It's another one that sums up the entire vibe of the entire fucking band. They slow things down a bit on this opener, but it's fucking evil brutality in full fucking force. Sick riffs, Dave's tearing up the drums, Tom sounds menacing as fuck. I don't know if there's a song as iconically evil as Slayer's South of Heaven. One of the best title tracks ever, if you're a true fucking metalhead.
Yeah, this is actually a Slayer song that I like. Fuck everybody.
That fucking opening shit is just unbelievably
I mean, like,
fucking evil.
Honestly, how can you not like this song?
I don't know. How could you not like this song?
I like this song. The riff is pure evil, the opening riff, and for the most part, Tom's not being an annoying shit. So South of Heaven is an absolute classic.
Fucking Slayer.
Fuck Slayer, but this is a good one. Fucking Slayer.
Enough said. So there's a bunch of cool songs for y'all to check out. Let us know what you thought of our picks, whether you thought I was correct as always, or you agree with these ding-dongs. Tell us your favorite title tracks. Until next time, be cool and listen to fucking Slayer.
Fuck Slayer, be metal.